Hey guys, thanks for showing up for another great video. It's time to look at my current bug out bag, aka the emergency bag, where I have to leave the house for some reason and go to an unknown location for an unknown reason. I want to be as generic as possible to cover all the bases, and you should too. So I thought, well, let's just show off what I've got. It was based on a lot of FEMA recommendations, a lot of other professionals online. I got a pretty good cross-section between them. There are some blind spots, like I really could use some chapstick in here, and I think it was absolutely insane not to put my medication in here. It's just allergy meds, but I have the worst allergies my doctor's ever seen. So if I didn't have it, I'd probably trade the entire rest of this bag for one bottle of allergy meds. So that's about to go in here. But besides those couple things and a couple items that I've discovered that I borrowed out of here and never put back, it's pretty extensive. So I thought, oh, let's show it off. So first up, we got three different articles of clothing here. We got a shirt. This is just a nice dark color. It's not like jet black where it's like, why is that guy wearing all black? You know, it's very unassuming blend into the background, which is important. Then we got much lighter, thinner, just white shirt, whatever. You could use this to honestly filter water or whatever. A lot of stuff's dual purpose. Then we got this, which I never did like the color. It doesn't match into my stuff. And, you know, if there's already one disaster, we might as well cause a fashion disaster. So whatever, not that concerns. I should probably put a pair of pants in there somewhere too. There's more than a couple blind spots in this. But next up, we got some paracord. Got two sets of that. Didn't think I'd need much more than that because I also got some wire ties. And between that and the tarps, like what else would I want to tie up, you know? Then I got to cover the branding on here, but I got this from my old employer. Let's just put it that way. This is a basic medical kit. It's got this nice thing on here. You can carry it. You could, if you had to, you know, forage for berries, you could put it in here. This basic water carrier, you know. Everything's got a dual purpose, but I didn't like what was in here. Pretty cheapy stuff, so I gutted it and built my own little medical thing in here, too. So next up, I actually realized I don't have any candles in here. So, I mean, 5 hours of light and really easy to light a fire with these. So about 3 of these are going to go in something. And you never just want to put them loose. I mean, these kind of melt and... you know, they can get crushed, whatever, but just everything in here should be in a bag. Yes, I say bag. We're from Wisconsin over here, you guys. So whether you like that or not, we're going to just keep saying bag and dragon. Hey, at least I'm not from Minnesota. But yeah, a couple of those are going in there. Obviously not the whole thing. This is quite heavy. The whole bag, in case you can't see right here, that is the bag. It's about 2.5 feet long. Might as well cover. I got the... Gander Mountain rated for -30, I believe, degrees sleeping bag. So that's really warm, really nice. It takes up the vast majority of the bag, unfortunately. I think I could probably put this in a big backpack otherwise, but, well, you really do want that. Trust me. You could have all this, and unless you get, like, some real good fires going and some reflection and all that, you're going to be real cold. Just saying. At least in Wisconsin, that's true. You can adapt this for your climate. And I'm too lazy to take them up, but there's 3 tarps in there, 2 camo, 1 brown. Those are fairly heavy, but I will say this bag, you know, being almost 3 feet long, probably is 3 feet long with the pockets fully loaded, and it's probably about 30, 40 pounds, maybe 25, I'm not sure, never weighed it. But I can carry that. I wouldn't want to carry it for like a mile, but it is what it is. It's also, you can kind of strap it to your back with the 2 arm straps. It's not ideal. I mean, a military-style backpack would be nicer, but it was on sale, and like I said, with an unlimited budget, this would look completely different. But I think I got this whole thing done, all things considered, for under $200, which is not bad at all. Now, if you make, you know, 150 grand a year, US, you could probably afford to drop $1,000 on a perfect go bag, and you'd be real happy you had it. Let's put it that way. So I did have some rice in here, but it's the original packaging. It was getting kind of nasty. It's definitely expired. I didn't trust it, so I was like, well... I processed my own dang rice. This will get you 30 years right here with the vacuum packing. Look at that. It's actually not vacuum sealed. It's oxygen absorbed, but 21% of air is oxygen, so now it shrunk in when it absorbed it. So yeah, this is in Mylar. It's, you know, Mylar could be used for signaling too, by the way. You know, everything's multi-use, but this is probably about double the amount. This is probably 5,000 calories worth? I don't know, some in that neighborhood. Now, the number one item I would get if I had unlimited funds here would be those little bars. I don't know if you've seen them. They're like emergency survival bars. FEMA drops them, and a lot of international aid companies use them. Because it's like every bar is probably about half the size of this right here, you know, right about there. And it's 3,500 calories. It's like compressed fruitcake is how I would describe it. Very expensive. Every 3,500 calories tends to be like $5 to $10. But... I mean, that's kind of right now prices, and right now everything's a little high. It's 2020, famous year. But yeah, those would be really nice. They even expire too in like 4 or 5 years because the oils and stuff. So they've got, I mean, salt, iodine, vitamin, starch, oil, protein, everything. You could probably eat just those bars for a year and be good. At least that's what I've heard. So I would love to have 2 or 3 of those in there for just easy food. I guess I'll be stuck eating rice. I do have some very, very lightweight, high calorie, high nutrient stuff I will be throwing in this. It's freeze dried food packets. And spoiler alert, one of the future videos will be covering those, will be taste testing them. They're about 7 to 10 years old. I got them secondhand. They have an expiration date, but they don't have an origination date. But based on who I got them from, my parents, who were cycling theirs out, they are upwards of 10 years old. So we're going to do a little taste test of them, and then I'm going to throw some of them in here because they're, like I said, totally all the water removed, so very, very light, but also a ton of calories, and they're meant to be nutritionally balanced. So, next best thing. So, moving on, let's just go left to right. I did throw some triple antibiotic in there that probably should be in one of the kits. I think it didn't fit. And also, I think I knew this was expiring. I think it said expired 2018. This stuff, I happen to know that this still works about 10 years after it's expired. But, I mean, when it comes to, like, bacterial infections, do you want it to work less well? Because I guarantee it will work less well after the expiration. Also, I can't tell anybody to do that. Like, actually, if it's expired, still use it. I can't say do that, but, to say I've heard stories. In an emergency, it's better than nothing, let's put it that way. I got 50 rounds of 22. I wish I had a folding 22 to put in here, but those aren't usually very accurate or easy to fire, and, no scope, you're on irons, whatever. I mean, I'll just grab my gun, it's right next to it, whatever. This doesn't weigh that much, actually, being lead, too. But they are subsonic. Very, very, very important. Very quiet for hunting. I got 3 nail clippers in a nice little bag. Everything should be in a bag. Waterproof everything, trust me. Then we got some alcohol, a little hand sanitizer. Should probably fill this all the way up. I think some of this evaporated, actually, because I thought this was full. But also, you wouldn't want a flammable, sticky substance leaking out. So this is in a bag for a completely different reason, other than waterproofing. We got some sunscreen. I should probably get SPF 100, but I think this actually is a pretty good amount. A lot of people throw in the travel size. That'll get you a couple days. I mean, it's like you can't predict how long you're going to have to be out there, and you don't even know where there is. I mean, this is more of like a forest setup, but, if you're out in an abandoned building or just out in some city somewhere, urban stealth camping or whatever, I don't know. I'm not sure what would cause you to do that. I mean, this isn't a fugitive from the law bag, but like I said, you should be prepared for anything. So, I don't know, zombie invasion or Martians, I don't know. Then you'd be out in the woods in the forest trying to be stealthy. So there you go. Speaking of that, we got some nice battery-free lighting here. This one, there appears to be some gas building up in here. I gotta see what's going on with that. But these are the 2 cheap dollar store ones, and this is like the actually nice professional one. It's just, 6 to 8 hours of light. So hey, there you go. I've got another one hiding in here somewhere that's like a super good military grade one. It's like 12 hours. Kind of expensive, $2-3 a stick, but it's like really, really nice. So like I said, no batteries, no fires, just there's your light. Pretty nice, good to have. Also very light, very lightweight, very small, somewhat sturdy too. We got 3 bars. Honestly, I think 1 bar would do it. I think 1 bar, like in normal use, lasts me like 3 weeks or something, like in the actual shower. So 3 of these might be a little much. They're kind of heavy, a couple ounces. Every bit you can shave off, the better, but yeah, I'll be replacing those. I got a basic little aluminum bottle opener, just because. I got a can opener somewhere, too. We got 3 lighters still in the thing. Those are nice. Butane, cool. And really hard to make them leak if you can't press it. Just saying. So that's why I left them in the container there. And we got a whistle. This is always nice for signaling. A lot of people overlook the whistle. It's better than having to try and yell. And then for fire starting, we've got, of course, the infinite fire starter, which is this thing. You probably want to unhook it. I found that out when trying to use it, but you strike it on here. Yeah, you really want to unhook it. That's like the striker bar, makes the sparks, and then you can saw this off. It's, I guess, magnesium, so you just get a little pile of magnesium, spark it, magnesium goes up, there's your fire. I forgot what they call those. Something sticks. But, well, I mean, might as well stick with a theme. This is an electric lighter. Check this out. Plasma arc lighter. Then we got a heated coil version. Both, by the way, have a micro USB charger, and I have a solar charger for it. So, unlimited fire, question mark? I mean, it does have a lithium battery in it, but I got heat-proof, cold-proof Super 33 tape on there because you really don't want this opening. The second it opens, boom, coil. Glowing hot coil. It's meant to light cigarettes, and It's kind of hard to light, branches and small things on fire, but you could put a leaf in there and light it on fire. I've done it before. So I thought it's worth throwing in there. It's pretty light, and you could use it for signaling, actually. We got a basic multi-tool, always nice to have. I mean, I won't be like fixing small electronics out in the woods, but it's got some, knives and stuff on it. Speaking of that, I had 4 knives in here, and 3 of them I took out to use, so I'm down to 1 knife, which is the dumbest thing ever. That's right up there with forgetting my medication. So we'll be adding some knives back to this as soon as I find where I put them. We got some rain ponchos right here. Emergency ponchos. These are nice because, they're kind of plastic sheeting as well. You could build a really crappy shelter, patch something, waterproof it. I bet I paid 99 cents for that. So those are nice to have. Then we got the emergency blankets. A lot of people say, why would I wrap myself in like Mylar and aluminum, basically heatsink material to stay warm? But try it. It reflects infrared light. You just can't see it doing it. So these are nice. I got them dirt cheap too, but these are really nice to have. They're really, really loud, but also you could signal a freaking airplane with something this big. So that's kind of nice to have generally. We got 25 rounds of 9mm because I will always have my pistol on me. That is right next to me when I'm sleeping. Hell, it's right next to me when I'm showering. I always know where my pistol is. This is the coolest item. I'm going to leave it to last. I know you're wondering what's in the mystery box, but then we got some utensils. Trying not to show my reflection here because I turned the AC off, so I'm shirtless and ain't nobody want to see that. But these are nice to have. Then we got just little clippers for the plastic wire ties, specifically. Otherwise, this has almost no use. There's probably one on the multi-tool, but I wanted a dedicated one. I got some Dragonfire pepper spray. Definitely want that. It's good to have options if somebody's just, like, threatening you, whatever. All they've got is their fists. Even in a without rule of law scenario, it's a lot more polite to let them learn a lesson and get away than it is to shoot them because they tried to steal rice to feed their family. You know what I mean? I'm a nice person, even post-apocalyptic. I'm quite nice. So then we got the family pack of brushes. You could probably get one single travel brush with like a cover. That'd be a little smarter, but I got these and they were like $1. That's what I had. So dental hygiene is going to be very, very good in a survival scenario. I don't know. Maybe you could turn one into a shiv. I don't know. This one, I wanted a little basic towel, and then this is actually really sharp and annoying, so didn't want this in the bag. But yeah, it's a basic can opener. I don't actually have any canned food because it's really heavy and susceptible to physical impacts. So that's a nice thing to do. Wrap something in something else and make sure both items are useful. That's a little hack for you there. Got some waterproof matches. I think these are just like wax dipped. They're actually kind of hard to light because of that. True waterproof ones are like self-oxidizing, like nitrate compounds, or basically self-lighting fireworks. This isn't those. Those cost a fortune. So I put these in instead because I got them dirt cheap. Then we got just some regular matches. They are in their original, like, plastic shrinking. I'm sure they're not even air or watertight, but, why not? I got them. I mean, I could probably cut this down, but then I have to put them in a bag or whatever. I thought, well, they weigh next to nothing, and space is not really a thing in this bag. I didn't have to worry about space that much. Oh, here it is. My really, 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 really nice glow stick. Cool. Then we got Sawyer water filter. Everybody knows, water, fire, cooking, food, and shelter are like way up there. And shelter includes clothing. It's more like protection from the elements. So, we're hitting the basics here. But, yeah, water. So because of that, we got a bag-based Sawyer filter. You can get these actually at Walmart and get them all over. They're super popular because they're just so solidly good. They don't filter viruses, though. City water is really the only thing you have to worry about for viruses like hepatitis and stuff. It shouldn't get past the filter, but if stuff gets contaminated and sewer water starts getting mixed, you would want to boil it and then put it through a Sawyer filter. So keep that in mind. Same goes for the Life Straw. Everybody's heard of the Life Straw. Pretty good. It's won all kinds of crazy awards. It's actually used in international aid stuff, but I think it was like a Kickstarter or something. Somebody made it, and yeah, really good story behind that. You should look into it. Then as far as water, we got a canteen. Now, between that and the pot, I think I didn't show. I have a stainless. Oh, here it is. Stainless or cast iron. I'm not sure I got a pot. These are the only 2 things I can carry water in. A little bit of a blind spot. I mean, this is not a lot of water, just saying. But for those collapsible water carriers, like they're like little cubes with handles, a lot of them, I mean, water's 8 pounds a gallon. You're going to rip the handle off that cheap Chinese crappy one that you bought online. So a really, really, really good one that doesn't leak, which is also very important, is a thing. I mean, I'm looking into it. Once you get a really good, like, verified valid one, they're they're up there on the price range. So, and they collapse down to nothing and weigh almost nothing. So it's like, it's a really nice thing to have. I just don't. I added in some masks. I might want to throw in a cotton bandana because these are like purely medical use. They're to keep me from breathing on somebody that might be immunocompromised, or to keep them from breathing their infected, spit on me. But other than that, I mean, that won't even filter smoke. You would want wet cotton, a shirt, a handkerchief, something like that. Or preferably an actual gas mask, because that's very improvised and not perfect. Let me just throw that out there before somebody goes and tries it. I have a knife. It's kind of a unique knife. I'm not going to show it on camera, but it's like a 6-inch straight blade, goes straight into the handle. Very, very famous brand, actually. But it could theoretically be like traced back to me or something, so I'm not going to show it on camera. But obviously, I have a really nice knife in here. We got some hand warmers, as you can see. These are nice. I think this one may have had an issue. This feels not right. If you felt one, what it should feel like, and then what it feels like after it's depleted, that one feels depleted. It's a little crunchy and stuck together to me, so I don't know. I might swap those out. Then we got a bag of socks. I did have a bag of underwear in here too, but honestly, I'd rather have socks, and also I was running out of usable underwear that didn't have holes in it, so I took them out and never replaced them, which is something you shouldn't do. If you take something out of your bag, leave the bag out sitting and don't put it back until you put the item back. There's no I would use in an emergency scenario. So then we got, getting to the end of it here, we got some, just some basic Listerine little travel things for fresh breath, of course, and then deodorant. You might think, oh, that's just a luxury item, that's purely comfort, which, I'm not against that, by the way, but really, dental health is extremely important to your overall health. You can actually start having infections and stuff if you don't clean your mouth, which is why I'm going to have some travel toothpaste along with my travel toothbrushes. Could just throw some baking soda in there, but it has very little survival uses actually in general. It's just like salt. Like, why would I throw salt in there? Am I really going to try to preserve meat or something? Like, this is a pretty short-term, like 2-week kind of thing that I'm carrying here. And after that, I better just get somewhere. Just saying. Oh, now I should probably mention the deodorant's there because after about a day, I get smelling so bad that it's like distracting and annoying. Like, anytime I'm standing still, it's just emanating and I'm like, oh boy. And then the last one is this really cool folding saw. Not the best brand, not the sturdies, and get a little better ones than this, but this, I've used it for a couple years. It's probably the most common item I take out of here, actually, because I only own one. Owning two when you only need one is wasteful, so, I mean, feel free to use the items in here. It's a good reason to check on it, unpack it, that kind of stuff. But an average adult male could take out like a 1 to 2 inch branch with this in under a minute. It is, I mean, these teeth are no joke. I mean, a sharpener for this would be nice, but I don't know how to sharpen serrated stuff, so it's one of those things. Don't have it if you don't know how to use it. And this goes right into the bag with no chance of anything getting near it. That said, I think this is wrapped in another towel because this actually is it's a little something there. Don't want to tear apart all my bags. So I think that's it. There's a couple items I got to put in, like earplugs. Do not fire a firearm without an earplug. That is terrible, even in an emergency. Just ask any cop who had to fire out of their car. A little bit more food, like the freeze-dried stuff. Like I said, very light. I'm going to throw some freeze-dried stuff in there. A couple spares of sunglasses. I'm just looking for something that would keep them from getting crushed, so I need to get like a hard case for them. Still working on that. But yeah, if there's any other blind spots in here, anything you'd recommend adding, throw it in. Definitely. Throw it down in the comment section. I mean, don't come to my house and throw it in my bag. I mean, it would be a little bit more reasonable if you put it in the comment section. And there are some kind of debatable things like, well, a second pair of shoes would be nice if they get wet. Yeah, I mean, it's like an if. It's kind of big. It's kind of heavy. It's a balance. I didn't feel like I needed them. I could dry them out over the fire or whatever. I mean, you can't plan for absolutely everything. So if you are one of the people where you have a bag, you might want to do what I did and check on it, make sure everything's still good and things haven't exploded. I had some isopropyl alcohol in here in case I forgot to show it in the video, and it's bulging and I don't know why. That's kind of concerning because it was in the dark and ultraviolet light turns it into, I think, a gas and vinegar, but it wasn't in the light, so something weird's going on there. So I'm obviously replacing that, and also if it swelled up anymore, it would have exploded, and it's flammable. So yeah, it's nice to check on this, more than once a year, I'd even say, make sure everything's still good. And I will obviously say, if you're one of the people who doesn't have a bag at all, get just a basic backpack. I mean, it's not an in-demand item. Do kids even use backpacks anymore? So you can pick up backpacks everywhere, I have noticed. You can pick them up for like $1 at a thrift shop. So just start with that, and just throw in like maybe some clothing, basic medical stuff, a couple lighters, something to do with water, and you're good. Like just the basics. If you had that, you are miles ahead of anybody else who leaves the house with nothing or has to scramble to, pick up things and think what to bring for 10 minutes when you should be on the road already in case of a super urgent situation like a surprise, windstorm spreading a fire your way, especially if you're in California. Thankfully, I'm not. And okay, yes, I was kind of cranking you guys. Of course, I'm going to show you what's in here. I knew this was sitting here. All right. Here we go. We got the USB charging cable. We got a little bit of foam. I am insane to not put that in the waterproof bag. But this is an Opteca lithium polymer battery bank. It's, I think, about 4,000 milliamp hours, so it could charge my phone like 1 point something times. Takes about 16 hours in full sunlight. That's probably like Death Valley levels of sunlight, not Wisconsin levels of sunlight. So it recharges really slowly. This is a really pathetic solar cell in here. It's probably half a watt on a good day. But it is actually currently, you'd think 50% full. It's actually 75% full if you read the manual. When it gets down to the last one, it's 50%. Very strange. But you can charge it on USB, and then you can... Oh, wait, no, that's the output. And then you can charge it on, that's not micro USB, it's mini USB. And then we've got all the tips in here, actually. Every tip to charge every device you could ever possibly want, including the device itself on a little detachable thing. So pretty nice. It was actually under $25 when I got it, believe it or not. So if I believe that they're not kidding about that being polymer, that should be able to be recharged 1,000 to 2,000 times, which is what they said. So that is virtually eternal electricity. And like I said, 1 is none, 2 is 1, but I mean, am I really going to put 2 in there? But I would put, a cell phone and, the electric lighters and a GPS device or whatever at a very high priority. A lot of people are like, nope, we're abandoning technology because I'm going to go live in the woods in case there's an emergency scenario. No, you're going to want communications. Honestly, I've got a couple 100 hours of videos on my phone, so it's something to do. If you're out in the woods, you're going to want to just be catching food and, there's no downtime. But, I mean, your phone has a flashlight. You could have a USB flashlight. I already have several really good rechargeable flashlights in my car, which is what I theoretically would be taking. And then I should have my cell phone. So I actually purposely didn't put a flashlight in this kit. I know that'll be controversial, but it makes sense to me. And, yeah, I gotta go put this in a bag, repack all this, add a couple items I'm missing, and, there's a little bit of fixing to be done here. And I completely forgot to show you that, yes, I have a full first aid kit. This is the garbage one from, Walmart. It's not bad, but it's not great. I removed about half of it and put my own stuff in it, so now it is great. So yes, I do have a full actual first aid kit in there as well. That I legitimately forgot about. But anything else, feel free to leave a comment on it. Otherwise, I would strongly recommend you build one of these yourself, and so does the FEMA website, which you can consult for pretty much the best, most expensive, well-researched guide. It was the basis for most of this, actually, and then I just added nice things from there that they were too politically correct to put on here and didn't want to admit that certain things might happen. Just saying. They're a little biased. They don't want to be alarmist, I guess, but, well... I'm here to be real, so if you like the realness and you love this channel, feel free to subscribe, leave a thumbs up on the video, and definitely send it to anybody else you think this would help. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.